Hardy's and Jessie are on their way right over. They were having an early dinner.
What about Lesley?
Haven't been able to get her. Evidently, she's on her way to pick me up.
She's gonna love this.
Just don't understand this, not at all.
You don't understand it. How about me?
Amy, I want to talk to that nurse who was with you in ICU. I'll talk to everybody in this hospital if I have to find out what happened.
You wanted to see me, Dr. Weber?
Yes, I understand you were attending Buster Jacobs. Is that correct?
Yes, until the new nurse relieved me. Is there something wrong?
He just died.
Oh, no. Well, he seemed so stabilized.
Yes, we all thought that. Can you tell me anything about the nurse who relieved you?
Well, I had never seen her before.
Can you describe her?
Well, I was only with her for a moment. She looked like any other nurse.
What does that mean? Did she say anything to you?
Only that Dr. Hardy was concerned that the ICU nurses were under too much strain and that he wanted us to take more breaks.
Amy, do you know anything about this?
First I've heard of it.
We'll have to ask Steve when he gets here. Anyone know where this new nurse went?
I have no idea.
Right, ICU was empty when we ran in and found Buster dead.
Well, there's supposed to be at least one nurse on duty there at all times.
Of course.
Excuse me. I was working upstairs. I heard what happened. Is there anything I can do?
Not now, Brian. Thank you very much.
Miss, is there anything you remember about this nurse?
I'm sorry.
Amy, how about you?
I told you everything I know.
Do you know how Buster died?
Yes, his heart just stopped beating.
But why?
That's what I'd like to find out, Brian.
I know what you're thinking. Packey.
Yes.
Could he be next?
Well, I'm going to make sure that we don't find out before it's too late. Brian, you get Packey out of the Croiten Hotel. Take him someplace where he's safe and protected until we know exactly what's coming up next.
Do you think somebody's out to get Packey?
Why not? He's the only witness we have left who can tell us what happened to Johnny's fight. Why do I have this feeling that someone never wants us to find out exactly what happened at Johnny's fight?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because witnesses are being kidnapped, suspects are dying, evidence is disappearing.
That could be it.
Oh, now, wait a minute.
What about the sponge, Rick?
You still think Scotty has it?
Absolutely no question. And if you can spare me a minute, I'll go get it.
Don't do anything foolish.
No, foolish is what I did a year ago by getting mixed up with Heather.
We're not talking about Heather. We're talking about Scotty.
I don't want him. Just a sponge.
Hi, folks. I'm sorry. Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Hello. Rick, what's going on?
Buster Jacobs just died.
Well, that's unfortunate, but I don't think you called us back to tell me that.
1 minute he was just fine, Steve. He was recuperating. The next minute he was dead. The last person to see him alive was a new relief nurse in ICU who no one has ever seen before.
I don't understand what you're getting at.
Did you at any time today tell the nurses in ICU that they were to have more breaks because of the pressure, the strain they were under?
I certainly did not. Why do you ask?
Well, it happens to be the story that this particular relief nurse gave to the regular nurse. Shortly thereafter, Buster was dead.
I gave no such order.
Jessie.
Absolutely not. We haven't had a relief nurse today.
You're certain?
Perfectly, but I'll double check it.
Oh, Jesse, you might call all department heads and nurses' stations. Find out who this nurse is and if she's still in the building.
Yes, even if she's gone, someone may have a better description of her, Jessie.
Well, I better get back to the station now. Rick, you will keep me posted.
You'll be the first one to know, especially if this turns out to not be an accidental death.
Good, thank you. Excuse me.
Call obstetrics.
Rick.
On line
Where'd you get in?
They just let me in the
Dr.
emergency exit. I just
Sanchez,
heard about this. This is
call
terrible.
Don't worry. I'll handle this. I'll find out what's going on, all right?
I'll tell you what's going on. Our involvement in the world of big-time boxing is trouble. It has been from the word go, and it's just getting worse now.
Lesley, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. A man just died. We're not talking about muggings or breaking into houses anymore. We're talking about people dying. Who's next,
Hey,
us?
you're jumping to conclusions.
Buster was getting better. Rick, you told me that yourself. He was getting better, and then some nurse that nobody has ever seen before, and nobody can find now, waltzes in here looking for him, and the man who was getting better died.
Buster could have died of natural causes.
You don't believe that.
We don't know anything for sure.
How come
Not
you're
yet.
not convincing me?
Well, I was trying.
Mm-hmm. Try and convince yourself. You're just as worried as I.
I have taken precautions. Packey is being moved. He'll be guarded someplace safe until we find out what's going on.
What about us?
Excuse me, Dr. Weber. I just found this nurse's uniform discarded in the basement. It was stuffed in an unsoiled linen bin.
Tag says Buffalo. Buffalo, a rental house there.
Really? That's very strange.
Call Ramsey, get him on, and let's take this up to Steve. Thank you.
Sure.
Understand what this
Don't you ever knock. If you're looking for Heather, she's not here.
I don't care if she's under your bed.
More likely under the covers.
I want the sponge, Baldwin.
What for?
You want to wipe the egg off your face? Look, scum. Hey! Buster Jacobs just died. Now, Packey needs evidence to clear his story. The sponge is the evidence. Give it to me.
Take your hands off me.
What is your problem, man? You're getting everything just the way you want it. You got your bet with Han. Packey cleared. Johnny went in the fight. Everything just the way you figured it when you went to see Rick, right?
That'll do.
The only thing that really gets me, Baldwin, is the fact that I have to be any part of making sure you get what you want.
Oh, that's gonna break my heart.
Something else is going to be broken unless you give me that sponge.
Ooh! Now, I told you to take your hands off me. I guess you're hard of hearing. Now, you want the sponge, you want Heather, and I don't know where she is, so why don't you just come over here, all right?
Joe.
Hi, is Heather here?
No.
I thought, didn't she move in with you?
Yeah, she did, but she's gone.
Where?
I don't know.
I have to find her.
Let me show you something. The last I heard from her. She was pretty upset, Joe. I think she just wanted to get away for a week or so, try to work things out.
She has something that I need.
Yeah, I know how that is.
What?
Missing somebody.
Maybe it's in her things.
Hey, you can't do that. Joe.
It's important, Cindy. Just trust me on that. Did she leave anything upstairs?
No, she didn't. She slept on the couch, and she never used any of the drawers. She just left with one suitcase.
She probably took it with her then.
Is it something you gave her?
Not exactly, no.
Joe, I'm sorry about what happened with you and Heather. Really, I am. You two made such a good couple.
We were an act, weren't we?
How do people fall apart so easily? Just as if there was never anything there between them. Why is it always so ugly?
Who cares? Heather and I are history now, anyhow.
Well, that might be how you feel, but I'm worried about Heather. You know, she just might do something desperate.
Never waste your concern on Heather. She has got the survival instinct and the morals of a desert rat.
Oh, Joe, come on now. Give her a break.
She will walk over anything in her way.
You know, I think Heather might be changing.
Yeah? You want to see the footprints on my back?
You still care about her?
All I care about is finding what she obviously took with her, and I'm out of luck right now, but I'm sure I'll get my luck back.
Boy, she really made you tough, didn't she?
I don't know what she did. The only thing I do know is that she has lost the ability to ever hurt me. Ever again.
Oh, Joe, I'm glad you're here. Go ahead, Josie.
Well, Amy explained to me that you've been going through the ICU chart, and she stopped another nurse in the hallway and asked her to deliver one to me because the patient was asking for Amy.
And you didn't know this nurse?
No, I'd never seen her before, and I was in a hurry, so I just asked her to give the file to Jessie.
I never saw the file, and I never saw the nurse.
Amy, can you describe this nurse?
She's about 5'2", had kind of short, sandy hair, and I guess she was in her late 30s. But like I said, I was in a hurry, so I couldn't really tell. Except I did notice one thing. I don't think it'll probably do us any good, but she had a birthmark on her right hand.
No, that's something.
We also have this nurse's uniform that was discarded in the basement. The label is from a supply house in Buffalo.
I could check that out. Excuse me. Yeah, maybe I can get a better description, maybe even a name.
That would be great.
I saw Scotty.
Peaceful discussion or otherwise?
Not one of the more peaceful I've ever had. Heather has the sponge, and she has disappeared.
Where? Where?
Apparently she just took off and didn't tell anybody where she was going.
How could you leave the hospital without permission?
Well, might she have some connection to this mystery nurse or even to Buster?
Well, I doubt that. Joe, you got any ideas?
She left because she was upset.
What could upset her enough to make her disregard her responsibilities to the hospital?
The end of our relationship, Steve.
say.
Look, I'm sorry to cut this short. Luke left a message with Rose that he wanted to see me, and I'll go see it. I'll call you guys if I find out anything.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, I don't have to tell you how concerned I am about all this.
Steve.
Buster's death may not have been a result of natural causes. If foul play is involved, then it's a direct result of problems at the sports center, which means the full responsibility falls squarely on your shoulders, Rick.